Hi there everyone, it's Alex, back with another Drummer Artificer Studios after a long hiatus of life. Today, we're on site, going to do some blacksmithing. Let's see how this goes. So I know it's been a while since the last video I posted. Life happened, happens to everybody. So today I decided to start everything off again by using the new piece of equipment I built myself, a propane forge. I'm at Lakes of Fire, which is a regional Burning Man event in Rothbury, Michigan, and I participated in their art grant program. So Lakes was able to grant me some money to be able to build the forge and bring a portable blacksmith shop here to the event. So I'm going to have some people help me do some work, and we're going to make a community sculpture. So the project everyone was helping me with over the weekend was to forge leaves that would get welded onto a found object sculpture of a tree. The first step in making the leaf is to forge a small taper on the end of the bar stock. This taper will eventually get turned into the head of the leaf. You place the end of the bar stock up to the outer edge of the anvil and forge down at a slight angle to form it into the pointed taper. Each time you heat the metal up and pull it back out of the forge, you only get about 20 to 30 seconds before it cools off, either from the ambient temperature just cooling it, or from the heat sink of the anvil forcing the heat out. The second step was to use a guillotine tool to shoulder or nick the head of the leaf, which will eventually become the base of the stem. You use a brass hammer when striking the guillotine tool so that you do less damage to the tool itself. The brass will deform before the steel will, but prolonged use will start to deform the tool. You have to be sure to neck out both sides to form this nice, almost arrowhead shape at the top. Once you have the shoulder complete, you put it up to the edge of the anvil with the tip hanging over, and you once again draw out a taper. This taper will eventually become the stem itself. You start by drawing out the flats. You then do what's called putting it up on the diamond or the edge, where you flip it around and now hit the corners on the anvil. This will turn the square bar stock into an octagon, and eventually you can strike it round to turn it from a square bar into a round bar. Now that the stem is finished, it's time to make the leaf head itself. You use the cross-peen side of the hammer to strike along the shape of the head that you formed. This will take the bulbous end of your triangular shaped head and fan it out, which will give you that nice leaf shape. The cross-peen will only push the metal in two directions, opposed to the flathead side, which will force it in all directions.
Okay. Yeah.
The final step of the process is to cut the leaf head off the bar stock. You use the hot cut hardy and the hammer, but you have to be careful not to cut all the way through the steel, because if you strike the hardy with the hammerhead, it will damage the tool. Once all the leaves were done, I welded them onto my sculpture. Over the course of 2 days forging, I ended up having about 7 or 8 people come in to help. We ended up with about 25 leaves to weld on. As I go to more events, the sculpture will continue to come with me and continue to grow and flourish as more people add to it. I'd like to thank the Art Grant Program, the Lakes of Fire community, and the Great Lakes Experimental Arts Incorporated for putting on such a great event and helping to get this project going. Look forward to seeing what else I can manage to do in future years to come.